So this is the truck we're working on, 2005 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4. The rear axle has gone bad. It's making noise when I step on the gas. So the pinion likely. In the center of the pumpkin of the rear differential. Here is the rear axle assembly we're swapping out. This is off a two-wheel drive truck. They're interchangeable. It's a 2003, mine's a 2005. You can see I purchased it with the rotors. I haven't even opened up the the differential, so I'm not going to be changing out the gear oil. This is off a wrecked truck, front end collision, pretty banged up. And you know, when I move this along the ground, it sounds pretty good in the middle. The side, a little bit of noise on the right. Might be some dirt in there scraping around. We'll find out. But we're gonna get to it. So first step is to we're gonna move the truck back a little bit, chalk the wheels. I'm gonna put these tires under the truck. I'm gonna jack the truck up from the leaf springs. Remove the tires, wheels, and we'll go from there. All right, we got the truck backed up. We got the tires under the truck. I always want to do that just to make sure, you know, can't be too careful. Don't want to get crushed by a girl if something bad should happen. Wheels are chalked. Now I'm going to jack the truck up from the differential. This way I can lower it once I remove it. And I'm going to set the jack stands under the leaf springs. And then remove the tires. Here we go. Crank it up number 2. There we go. All right, we got an update. So I have marked the 4 bolts connecting the drive shaft to the rear differential. I just used this paint pen, oil-based paint pen, and you can see the gold lines. Just so I can count, this will help me count how many rotations on the bolts. I don't have a torque gauge, so I'm just going to do it this way. You know, if you put it back like you found it, generally it should, if it was working before, it should work after you put it back together. So I've got this one bolt out. This is a 15 mil, and we'll do the next 3 and then I'll pick it back up. All right, we're under the truck on the other side. I'm going to show you how this process is working. So you can see where I've marked the bolts to the flange, and I'm going to take a 15 mil and use this pipe as a breaker bar and count the rotations as we get them off here. All right. My helpers right here. All right, so got the U-bolts off the other side. I'm gonna get these U-bolts off, and then hopefully when I start to kind of pull the diff out, this drive shaft will kind of pop off. So let's give it a shot here. To get these U-bolts off, you're gonna use a 13/16 for the 3rd gen Dodge Ram, which is what we're using here. All right, we got it removed. There we go. Alrighty, so let's get this old axle out and put the new one in. All right, Hooch and Dill got the old one moved to the side for me, and we're about to slide the new one under the truck and get this baby bolted up. So I've got it decently, roughly where it should be under the truck. This is just a backup. These jack stands are holding the truck up. So I'll pull this blue jack and jack up the rear diff. All right, we got one side hand tight. Got our U-bolts on there. All right, we got the U-bolts on this side. And we've got the U-bolts on this side. So now with the truck jacked up on the leaf springs, I'm gonna let the differential float, and that way I can make sure that I get the top of the differential seated correctly. You can see there's a little hole. It's on there, I believe. We just want to make sure that the bottom of the leaf spring is in that hole. So with it floating, with it hanging, I think I'll be able to jiggle it around and make sure that it's snug up in there. And there she is, buttoned up and torqued down to spec. We've got the parking brake cable here and there. And you can see the sensor right there. Got to pop that on. It's actually sitting right next to where it goes on. I broke that speed sensor getting it off, so I'll buy a new one. And for now, just not have a miles per hour. It just kind of sits into that differential. It just pops in there with an O-ring, I believe. There's a screw right there on the top that holds down the parking brake line, and yeah, then she'll be ready for a test drive. All right, here we go, moment of truth. Sounds very good so far. No grinding, no rattling. Oh man, this is great. Oh man, this is like a whole new truck, dude. Oh. Fingers still crossed. Don't want to speak too soon. Sounds much better. This is great. This is awesome, man. 2 days of work, well worth it. Fingers still crossed though. I don't want to have a clunk noise, or whoever knows what else happens. I don't know when you got bad. Kind of playing the lottery, getting something out of the salvage yard, but you know, given the thing had been in a big front end collision, it was running before it got in the wreck. So, and the truck looked like it had been pretty well taken care of. This is great. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to do this, it makes a lot of sense. You can save a lot of money going to the salvage yard and pulling something yourself. If you're going to buy, you know, a rebuilt rear end, it costs you $800 to $1,800 roughly for like used auto parts. If you buy new gears on Amazon, those will cost you $300 to $400 and are pretty tricky to do yourself. You got to use shims and stuff, and it's not as easy as what I did. Or you could do what I did, and you could grab a salvage rear end from the junkyard and pay $120 with a core charge, get $20 back, not have to put gear oil in it, and you know, not have to worry about all the reassembly headache. You know, when you go, just make sure you're getting the same rear end. So this was a 3.55, 9.25 Chrysler rear end, and as I said, two-wheel drive rear ends out of two-wheel drive vehicles work. If you have a four-wheel drive, doesn't matter, it's all interchangeable rear ends. Just make sure you get a compatible year, because sometimes the spline counts are different. So yeah, thanks for watching.